One thing I've noticed about being here in Orlando is the amount of construction that's going on. And if you're thinking of buying a place here, it's really hard to know where to start. The best place is probably with expats who've been there and done that, and the experts.
Now, it may not seem the most obvious place to find a Florida property, but you could do worse than your own high street. Kevin Parson runs his own business from Suffolk.
People, first of all, contact us either by the telephone, personal visits, or through our internet site, and then obviously register their interest, give us their objectives and their budget, but more important also whether it's purely for investment or whether it's for investment stroke holiday home. The next stage then is for them to decide whether they want to actually travel to Florida and to see whether they'd like to view the property. And then after that, if they come out to Florida, our partner agent in the States, they actually show them around the whole area, give them updates as to what's available at the present time, show them the communities, and from there they can decide on which property they actually would like to buy. Once they've decided which property they'd like to buy, they pay a reservation deposit. That varies between $1,000 and $10,000. That's fully refundable at any time up until contracts have been exchanged. The balance is then payable on completion, which can vary anywhere between 6 and 12 months. Many people are scared off by the paperwork involved, but in fact in the US it's very different to the UK. It's a lot simpler, the contract's a lot simpler, and the paperwork's a lot simpler. You're helped every step of the way by specialist people dealing in mortgages and also in the furnishings and bank accounts.
You can opt for a more direct route and take a trip to the States to get your own agent. The rules for buying property do differ from the UK, as every agent has access to all houses through a central multiple listing system. On the whole, buying a house is a lot simpler, and you can do it with minimal bureaucracy. But it is worth enlisting the help of a specialist, especially if you're buying for the first time. Judy Black has been in the real estate business since 1977 and in Orlando since 1979.
Realtors here are known for providing a lot of service. You know, from the moment customers walk in the door, they hold their hand through the entire process. If they're coming here from the UK, they may not know much about the area. So, and it's very different. Our terminology and things are different, but we sit them down, we counsel with them, we try to find out what their needs and wants are, and then we'll take them out and look at some homes. Once they find something that they like, you know, we handle all of the paperwork. We handle everything from contract negotiations to home inspections, make sure that they're familiar with what they're going to pay, how they're going to transfer the money, how they're going to close on the property. It's like a one-stop shop. We take care of it all. I think that people really enjoy the Orlando market because we have a little bit of everything to offer. If you're here looking for a vacation home, we have lots of new construction near the attractions, things that you can buy, and there's management groups that will be set up to help manage it for you. We have decorators that will furnish it for you.
I can't go a whole program without at least mentioning the decor in Florida's show homes. Opulent to the degree that you would think you're in a posh hotel, it can be quite overbearing. So if that's not your taste, think twice about buying a ready furnished place.
From gated communities to resort-style developments and residential homes, there really is an awful lot of property available. And like anywhere else, location is hugely important. And finding that next big up-and-coming area could make you an awful lot of money.
Over the last few years, the fashion in new homes is to turn the clock back a few decades and go for the 50s-style all-American dream. The forerunner to this is Disney's Celebration, designed to be the perfect town. Snow even comes out of the lampposts at Christmas. It is very successful, if a little toy town. There are more regular areas available, Windermere being amongst the most desirable of these. As well as the usual residential housing, you'll find another of the increasingly popular trends, gated communities. They do pretty much what they say on the tin, no entry without permission, and quite often have their own facilities, like golf courses. Another new trend is the condo-style towns, with condominiums and houses having access to a resort-style complex, rather like a holiday village. As you might expect, these are particularly popular as vacation rentals and second homes. Be aware that pretty much all places with facilities come with a monthly or annual maintenance fee. Many such homes are springing up around the theme park areas, such as Davenport. I went to Davenport to meet Alan Jackson, a veteran of the Orlando property market, to find out a little more.
Development in Orlando right now is massive. It's unbelievable. I live here, I'm a real estate broker, and I can't keep up with it. The best way to buy property in Central Florida right now, if you're going to buy new, you only have one choice, and that's off plan. Some of the builders are 9 months, year, 2 years. I even heard some that are 3 and 4 years out being able to deliver a house. The only downside to buying off plan is you have to wait for it, to tell you the truth. And sometimes the house, of course, if you're not good at visualizing, isn't going to be exactly what you thought it was going to be. And then, of course, you've got construction going on as the house is being built or finished. You've got the construction of the other houses going on around you. But the upsides are much stronger, okay? I mean, you put down a very minimal deposit, and that house keeps going up in value. I mean, you're making sometimes 300–400% on your money by the time the house is finished. Most of the short-term rental product that's going on in Central Florida is going on in Davenport right now. Wherever there's a spare piece of land, okay, there's either something scheduled to go on it or something is going on it. It's close to Disney. Like right now, we're 7 minutes from the main gate. So hence you see a short-term rental community, okay, that's going to be used as vacation rentals because it's very easily accessible to the Disney corridor. I normally like to tell people, if they're really buying it for the vacations and the investment, to hold on to it for about 10 years. Because at 10 years, everything starts to need to be replaced. The roof needs to be replaced, the carpet needs to be replaced, the refrigerator, the stove, the air conditioner. Everything starts breaking down around that time frame, and there's plenty of buyers that will buy a 10-year-old house. I don't think that the present escalation in property values in Central Florida or Florida will continue forever. It can't. It probably is going to continue for a couple, 3 more years, though, because the mass exodus into the state of Florida right now is overwhelming. So the demand for real estate is just incredible. There are waiting lists for new housing, that 500 people on the list. I've heard 4,000 people on the list for certain properties. So I don't think it's going to stop, but actually I wish it would.
Contrary to Alan's wishes, though, there seems to be no let-up in the building. And with 1,000 people coming to Florida every day and over half of them to the Orlando area, you can see why. Space and market opportunities are obviously finite, but when and if the bubble will burst remains to be seen. With living space for some 10,000 residents, one major project happening in Orlando is Baldwin Park. I met up with Jan Nicely to take a look.
Jan, what exactly is this?
This is Baldwin Park, which is an 1,100-acre traditional neighborhood development.
What's that?
It's sort of something new in the Orlando area. What we think of it as when we were growing up, we had smaller neighborhoods, smaller lots. People knew each other. They walked around. We have a village center. So the idea is for people to go back to the olden days when, of course, we always think the grass is greener. It was always better then.
It's an all-inclusive complex, but what sort of amenities do you have within the complex?
Well, inside Baldwin Park, we have a downtown village center that will have several restaurants, fine dining and casual dining. We'll have shops, 2 banks, grocery store, and we have 2 community centers at this point in time. We'll have a 3rd one, and one of them is over here. They're spread out to help feed all the people. In this one, there's a park area, and we have a junior Olympic-size heated pool, a party room. We have an exercise facility, state-of-the-art equipment.
Is this actually a trend that's happening throughout the United States?
It certainly is. The first one started at Celebration, Florida, which is a part of the Disney. And they're all over. There are several others in Orlando, not quite as big as this and not quite as varied, but they're all over the country.
What's the difference between this and, say, a gated community?
A gated community generally is small, and it'll have a small amenity, maybe a pool, maybe tennis courts. This has no gates. It was built to blend in with the city around it, so that, again, the traditional part of it. In a gated community, you could never have a village center. You'd never have anybody selling cookies at your front door either.
Are the houses actually all the same?
No, they're not. We have several different types of homes. We have condominiums that are about our lowest end in price at about around $300,000 up to $350,000. And then we'll go into townhomes. We'll have village home, cottage home, bungalow home, and they're just describing the size and the nature of this home.
Well, it sounds like the kind of place that you'd never want to leave.
Absolutely.
You're going to show me around?
Yes, come on, let's go.
Excellent.
We went to one of the townhouses to see inside.
It's a 3-bedroom.
So tell me what we have here in the house.
We're in the kitchen family room area. That's a very open, livable space.
It's really nice, isn't it?
It's very lovely, very livable, open center island. In the back, we have a courtyard, private, fenced, and a double-car garage. Upstairs are 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, and downstairs we have a half bath and a very large, open, formal living area.
As the price range goes up, I mean, what extras do you get? What's the difference?
Well, you'll get a larger lot, and the location of the lot will have a lot more impact. You'll be on a water, a lake, and also maybe on a park. We have a lot of parks. In the finishes in the home, you'll see stone floors, you'll see faux painted walls, higher ceilings, and crown moldings or cornices being much larger and heavier.
Why would I want to move here?
First of all would be location. You're within 10 to 20 minutes of anything you possibly need. Second, the amenities here, the shopping, the exercise, the pools, everything you need there. And third, the people are fabulous. You'd find something in common with many people here.
Overall, the development was really impressive. What makes it stand out are the little touches, like a community website to keep you in touch with everything from local events to numbers for babysitters. With building times for new properties being a year or two, there is more call than ever for resale homes. I met up with Lynn Grogan, a British estate agent turned realtor, who made the move herself to show me round one.
Now, Lynn, this is quite impressive. It's quite big when you walk in, isn't it?
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really unusual.
Beautiful entrance, solid doors, solid wood doors, fabulous chandelier. And as you can see, the entertaining in this house is obviously just as you come through the doors. With the vaulted ceilings gives you that grandeur.
So this is where you'd start your parties in here,
Fabulous.
isn't it? Yeah,
yes, you would. You would be entertaining. You would entertain with the piano. Then you could go out onto the pool deck. All the family room, the kitchen area, the laundry room is all to the left of the house. This is a 4-bedroomed house, so the 4 bedrooms are off to the right.
And I think what's really special about it is out here. You've got this fantastic view of the lake. I mean, to wake up to this every morning.
Yes, absolutely fabulous. You have a beautiful pool, beautiful decking, tiled marble tiles. You have a beautiful sitting area over there to the right.
Very
nice.
And
over here on the left, you have the beautiful bar where you can sit and have something to eat.
And a barbie.
And the barbecue.
The all-important.
That's correct.
And of course, you've got this amazing frontage that you don't normally have.
Absolutely, and that's what will sell this house, is the 200 feet of lake frontage.
So, what are we talking to buy a place like this?
We're talking $2.2 million.
$2.2 million?
$2.2 million, and we won't have any problem selling this house.
And here's a guide to average prices in Orlando and some local information to help you settle or invest in the area.
Orlando hasn't experienced a property boom like this since the 70s. And what we found is it doesn't look like it's going to end any day soon. So if you're thinking of buying a place here, now is probably the time. But you know yourself, all good things do come to an end. And you know what they say, if we knew what was going to happen tomorrow, we'd all be millionaires.